All right, welcome back, everybody. We are back with part 2 of the Michelle Loud interview, an exclusive sit down, and we are not holding back. And this is the story of Michelle Loud, the young lady, the young woman whose
Mhm.
TDJakes' daughter, CoraJakes, took her baby.
Yeah.
Used strategies of manipulation, coercion, and bulldog tactics. So
Mhm.
we're going to do something different with this one. Michelle heard you. We know a lot of you still have questions, and we're going to answer them. So, welcome back, Michelle.
Hi.
Hi. How are
Hi.
you
I'm
feeling?
good
You feeling good?
today.
You look beautiful.
Thank you so
You
much. You
look
too.
look. Thank you.
Come on, Black Girl Magic.
Yeah. Baby, you walked up in here. I was like, okay, you better get ready
It's
to
go
fight.
time.
It's go time.
Mhm.
So, listen, the viewers
Mhm.
wanted to know more about the exorcism.
Okay.
Take us through that.
We
Walk us
gonna
through
start from the beginning.
from the start to finish.
Okay. So what happened was we was at church. It was on a Sunday, and after Sunday, after church on Sunday, we typically go to Cora's house because she's cooking. So we go there to eat. So this
Mhm.
was no different than any other Sunday. The only difference in this Sunday is how church service went, right? So at church service, it was one of those services where Bishop really didn't get to preach because the spirit, as they say,
Mhm.
fell so heavily in the room that it was just a worship service, honestly. And so that trickled down. So once I arrived at Cora's house,
Mhm.
mind you, I was the last person getting there.
Okay.
So everybody else was already there before me. Um when I walked in the door, they were all praying and speaking in tongues. So I walked through the door, right? Um
Getting ready to eat, mind you.
we're supposed to be eating. Church service, worship service, that was over.
Okay.
Okay. So this is not immediately after church. This is like probably like an hour, hour and a half
Okay.
after church has ended. Right. So I'm expecting to walk in smelling food, people sitting down talking,
Mhm.
getting ready for what she called Messy Monday, which is on Monday she talk about everybody.
Oh.
So this is what I'm expecting when I'm walking in, but that's not what it was. So I walk in, I see that all the furniture is moved
Mhm.
from the okay. So this is you walk in the house. This is the living room right
Okay.
here. This is the space. You have an opening right here. You have a bathroom right here. You have a room right here. On this side, you have the steps that go upstairs. If you keep walking, it's another living space. Behind that space, I have pictures too. But behind that space is the kitchen and everything like
Can
that.
you share the pictures?
Oh yeah, I can share.
You
But
don't have to
I'm
do it
just
now.
saying
Okay.
pictures in the home of
Gotcha. I'm
how
sorry.
it looks.
Okay, gotcha.
And so yeah, so we're in this other space that's where the kitchen is behind. Usually she had this couch, like this sectional that sits in there with the ottoman in the middle with the rug. All of that has been moved out the way.
Damn.
It's moved out the way. So you have who's there? You have Jada that was there. You had Mama B that was there. I believe Brittany might have been there. I know Shama was there.
Mhm.
I know her husband Scott was there. I know Shane and Jalecia was there. And it's three other faces that I can see, but I can't remember their names. And Gaylena White. Oh, our Trey Scott was there as well. And I'm
Okay.
naming names because people need to know.
Okay, gotcha.
So these people were there.
About 13 or 14 I've counted.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's probably about 15, 16, honestly.
Mm.
And Gaylena White was there. Oh, Lavanya, his Brandon's sister, was there as well. So Gaylena White is the prophet, her spiritual mother, who's from Chicago, Illinois. And as I walk in over there, everybody, they have candles lit, they have music playing at a very low volume.
Do you remember what music was playing?
It was like worship music without words.
Gotcha.
more of the, you know how that song, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. My
Shekinah
soul,
glory.
yes. So you know how that melody is? Just think of that melody without the singing. So it was
If you leave me,
yeah.
I'll go.
Yes, think
I know
about the melody
exactly what song you're talking
without
about.
without
Gotcha.
the words.
Ooh, that sounds
So
kind of.
it was, well, now I know is, well, I've been saying exorcism this whole time, but I've been enlightened that it was a spiritual ritual, is what I told
ritual.
that they were doing.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna get to why I said that. So they're all walking in a circle and they're all praying and speaking in tongues. This is when I come into the house. I'm greeted at the door by Cora. Cora is the one who opened the door, and I'm greeted at the door. Brandon was there. Her husband was there. The kids was there, but the kids was upstairs. And she's like, "Come on in." You know, they're just full of the spirit. Okay, so now I'm standing there looking like, what the hell is going on? You know, that's what I'm thinking in my
Baby,
head.
I would have ran, but
And
go ahead.
then why am I the focal point, right? But I mean, it's just like, you don't know what you'll do until you're in that position, till you're actually there. You know what I mean? So I just walked in, and they're praying and speaking in tongues, walking in a circle, and Galena White still had her clergy attire on. And so I come in, they put me in the middle of the circle. So now you have everybody walking around me, speaking in tongues. They have oil, you know, because that's what the church does. They have anointing oil. And as they're speaking in tongues, I'm told to, you know, raise my hands to receive the prayers, to receive the word of God that is going to be delivered to me, and this things of that sort. So I did. I was really scared, and I think that's what kept me from moving. I didn't know what to do, honestly. So then Galena White's come to me, and she's praying over me.
And this is the prophetess from Chicago.
Yes.
Gotcha.
This is the same woman who got her baby, how Cora got my son. So she started praying over me, and then she lays me down on the ground on my back, and she starts like speaking in tongues over me, doing her hands like this from head to my feet, put oil on me. It was like the whole 9 yards. And then I had this promise ring that I had gotten when Jason was born. It was a promise to him, but also to all my children. And she slid the ring off my hand. She slid the ring off my hand. And when she slid the ring off my hand, that's when she told me to stand up. And this is after everybody's been praying, speaking in tongues. They did not pray. The prayers was not in English. It was not in English. You know how you say, Lord, cover her, Lord, protect her, Lord, keep it. It was not like that. It was just simple, everybody speaking in tongues, going up an octave in tongue, like that. And
So you have no idea what was chanted over you?
I have no idea.
Okay, got it.
I have no idea. And she lifted me up, and she starts laughing. Like chuckling. Like, yes, dead ass. She starts laughing. I'm telling you what the lady did. This is what the lady did. So then she says, you know, I'm laughing because I'm just so happy. I've seen a vision. God gave me a vision, and I know it to be true. I seen your baby in heaven sitting on God's lap with Brandon and Cora, and this is how I know that God is saying that Jason is for them, and it has to be well within your soul, and that you need to let it go, and it's okay to let it go because he's going to be good. He's going to be okay.
And was this before or after Cora gained custody of Jason?
This was before.
Wow. Okay.
This is before.
Well, did they feed you after that?
We did eat afterwards. I ain't gonna lie now. Cora can cook her ass off.
She can cook?
She can cook. But it's just like you don't know what you're in until you're out of it.
How did you handle yourself after that? What did you do? You
Um,
have oil all over
I have
you.
oiled.
You were not expecting this to
I was
happen.
not expecting it to
Mhm.
happen. I was in fear, honestly, and I didn't know. I was scared to say anything because, mind you, she had already cornered me in her office and told me that if I didn't give her my son, that she would take him from me.
And this is before the exorcism or the
Mhm.
ritual.
Mhm.
Some would say, then why continue to be around her?
Because I'm scared. I don't know what to do, and my baby is already here. I don't know if I can
Gotcha.
just take my baby and go. Mind you, she's already. This is after you've taken me to Faith Johnson's office and have forced me to relinquish my rights, and me not knowing that it wasn't even a legal document. It's only a legal document if it's signed by a judge.
Was Faith the judge at the time or an attorney?
No, she was just the attorney.
Okay.
The judge on
Okay.
the case was Janine Berger.
Okay. I want to come back to the court in a minute, but I want to
Okay.
make sure that we walk through. So what'd you do with the oil? Did anybody attempt to help you or say, hey,
no.
here's the bathroom, go
Once
change?
once Gaylina White said what she said, if I felt like a emptiness in my soul and in my body.
And nobody wiped you off or gave you a change of clothes, nothing.
Everybody started moving the furniture back, cut the music off, blew the candles out.
And act like nothing happened.
Mhm.
Were you living with Cora during that time?
No, I was not.
You were not living with
Mm-mm.
Cora. And there were men there, correct?
There were men there.
And they did all of this.
Mhm.
I'm not, it's one thing to have a ritual and or an exorcism. It's a
Mhm.
whole other thing to kind of, I'm going to say, violate a woman in front of a man.
Mhm.
Ambush.
Mhm.
And those are my words.
I definitely
Ambush.
felt ambushed. And they did it in a way where I couldn't leave. You know what I mean?
Explain it.
Some would say, well, if you saw what was going on, why didn't you leave? You have already built fear in me.
Are you saying, or do you feel like you were groomed?
I feel like I was groomed.
Okay.
You've already been doing your work. You've already secluded me from my family, from my mom, from friends that probably had sound wisdom they could give me. You have already started training my thought process. You're constantly putting in my ear about adoption. You're constantly telling me that God gave me Jason for you. You're constantly telling me that you know that God has told you that this is your son, right? And
I've seen that before, just as a
Mhm.
reminder. If you haven't watched part 1, please go back and catch up and watch part 1.
yeah.
I did verify and I did confirm that I did see Cora exchange a text message with you saying that,
God told me.
yeah, that this was meant and God ordained
This is God's will.
It was God's will. Mm-hmm.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Please continue.
So, and then you're doing all of that on a person this is 2015. I just had my baby in 2014. I'm still dealing with postpartum depression. I'm still dealing with depression and postpartum depression. And I'm still not in my right mind. I'm still in a vulnerable state. I'm still in survival mode. I'm not cognizant fully and aware of what's really going on because my mindset is trying to survive.
Gotcha.
Trying to figure out how to make it to the next day. Cora didn't give me any resources. Cora didn't help me. I left more broken than what I came.
There's a saying. You remind me. That just reminded me of a saying that leave them better than what you found them. Whether you say 6 minutes, 6 weeks, 6 years. The goal is to leave people in a better condition than how you found them.
I left worse.
You left worse.
Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Damn. Listen, listen, my brain cannot wrap around somebody putting oil all over you, performing a ritual, and
Mhm.
turning off the music, and everybody
Oh,
goes
they
back to
did.
normal and
That's
go
what
eat?
happened. That's what happened. As sure as my name is Michelle Loud,
I
that
am
is what happened.
tripped
That's what them
out.
people did.
Went to eat
Went to eat. They started cooking,
and
started
eating.
fellowshipping. Like everything was normal.
Did y'all ever talk about it?
No.
The exorcism. Any questions? Did anybody say, are you okay? Did anybody call you after that? What happened when you left? Where did you go?
When I left that
Mhm.
particular day,
Do you remember?
I went to my mother's house
Okay.
and I was in the driveway because I don't think she was there. But I sat in the car and I cried.
You did.
Sat in the car and I cried.
Was Jason with you when you left, or did
Jason wasn't with me.
he was at Cora's?
Yeah.
Okay. That takes me to a different question.
Mm-hmm.
The viewers wanted to know. I think it was a lady named Candy that asked this question. You described a picnic, getting back involved with the Potter's house by going to a church picnic. One of the questions that came through from Candy is, where was your mom? What was going on with your mother during this entire ordeal?
My mom wasn't there. I went to the picnic with my sister.
Not on physical location, but in your life.
I love my mother dearly.
Okay.
I wouldn't be the woman that I am today without my mother first. I just want to give that disclaimer first.
Okay.
My mother has taught me how to survive. My mother has taught me how to be strong, and I know God because of my mother.
Okay.
I just want to say that. My mother and I did not have the best of relationship. Okay. And that's without going into details of our history, because it's not about our history, it's about Jason, right? But we didn't have the best of relationships. It was things that had transpired between my mother and I that caused me not to even trust my mother. And those things I shared with Cora.
Got it.
And she used that to seclude me from my mom. So even if my mom was to come to me and say, this not right, she's doing X, Y, and Z, you don't need to be around it, I didn't have a listening ear to my mom.
You wouldn't have been open to it.
I wouldn't have been open to it.
Because
of the history.
Got it. Did she ever speak on the situation?
She did.
She did. What did she say?
My mama would tell me, Cora's not your friend. My mama would tell me that I need to get my baby. But if I'm thinking you're against me because of past situations, I'm not going to hear you.
Got it.
I'm not going to hear you. And that's just me being truthful and honest.
No, that's real.
Because I'm going to be honest. If I don't do nothing else, I'm going to be honest and I'm going to tell it all.
I like the fact that you didn't try to clean it up and make it pretty.
No, it's not. It is what it is.
Period.
And that's the truth.
Yeah.
You know, so I wouldn't have listened to her. I didn't listen to her. And I think I've said that before.
Okay.
I should have listened to my mother. Despite I'm about to cry.
Oh, I keep making you cry.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I don't mean it. I
should have listened to my mother. I should have put aside our differences and how I felt about our issues, our disagreements, our altercations, our arguments. And I should have listened to my mom. If I would have listened to my mom, I wouldn't probably be where I am right now. And I can honestly say that. So I will give her that. Definitely.
Yeah.
But we're here.
What you know.
Yeah.
If I knew then, like the old folks say,
if I knew then,
what I know now,
I wouldn't have done it.
I wouldn't have done it. Yeah. That's good. Thank you for answering that question. Candy, see, she's here. Where was the father? That's a number one question. The father. Well, who they want to know
I'm
is
not telling who Jason's father
okay.
is.
So we can skip that.
I'm
They
not
are.
talking about Jason's father.
Is
It
he
doesn't
aware
matter.
of all of this? Has he been
Yeah,
made aware?
he's aware.
Is he fighting for his rights? What are his thoughts? Has he communicated in detail with you about what he wants to happen?
Yes.
And if so, what is that?
I'm not telling.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, y'all. She say stop being nosy.
I'm not telling.
Okay, gotcha.
If that man wants to fight publicly, he will. And I'm going to respect his privacy.
Okay. What's y'all's current relationship?
We're cordial.
Hold on now. What that mean?
This just mean we cordial. He's married.
Okay. You know what? Okay, was he single when Jason was born?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. See, she cleared that up because
He-
somebody got.
I've
in the
never-
comments. Okay.
I've never in my
Okay.
life had sex with a married man.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm going to stamp that.
Thank you.
Never in my life. I don't even date men that have girlfriends. I'm not her. I'm not. I'm a beautiful woman. I don't
Thank
have
you.
to be the other woman when
Thank
I
you.
can be the main.
Period. Point blank.
Period.
Yes.
So I'm not doing that. So
Thank you for clearing that up because
Yeah.
somebody did post that.
No, nobody knows who Jason's father is to be posting anything, which is crazy.
Okay. So thank you very much.
My own family.
Girl, the internet is
my,
wild.
My mother doesn't even know. Nobody knows.
Wait a minute. Why does he have to be a secret?
Right now he's that because he doesn't want to be in the forefront.
Is he a prominent guy?
But,
Prominent?
He has some notoriety.
He does?
Yes.
Okay.
But he just doesn't want to be, and everybody doesn't want to fight
Publicly.
openly and publicly.
Gotcha. I can respect
and
that.
we just have to respect people for what they want to do and where they at. But just because you don't see him fighting don't mean he ain't fighting.
Gotcha. Okay.
It just mean you're not gonna know him.
Period. I love it.
Just
So
what
thank
that
you.
means.
I love your openness.
Yes, ma'am.
And your honesty.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yes. I love it. Well, it's no other way to be.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm just smiling because I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, okay. So listen, tell me more about how Jason came to be under the roof of Cora's home.
And which mean?
Before the signing of your rights.
She was helping me.
Tell them what
At
that
the
means.
time,
They want details.
At the time, I had 4 children.
Okay.
Okay. Jason was a baby.
Mhm.
My other kids were older. Now, I have a newborn,
Which is Jason.
which is Jason.
Mhm.
I am the sole provider at that time for my children. I didn't get the luxury of taking 6 months and not working. I didn't have that luxury. I was back up working 3 weeks after I had Jason.
Damn.
Okay. So my mom would help me with the other kids.
What does
That's-
that mean? They were living with her, financial, like.
Well, yeah, because essentially I was living with her too, but we just didn't get along.
Got it.
And I didn't have a place to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want my children to be in the midst of toxicness. So I'm like, okay, Mom, well, if you can help me with the kids, they'll be here. Cora said that she's going to help me with Jason. Okay. Now I was sleeping at my mom's house. It's not like I was just out, and let me clarify that because people take that and run with it a different way. I was not out in the streets. I was not out away from my children. My kids would go to school. My mom would get them from school because at the time I'm working like 12-hour, 16-hour shifts.
Gotcha.
This is 6 days out of the week because I'm doing warehouse work. And I'm trying to save up so we can get us a place to stay. The problem I'm having with getting a place to stay was my background. If I didn't have a background, I wouldn't have been struggling. But I had a background, so I was struggling. Okay, and so Cora stepped in to say, I would help you watch Jason when you need me to. I would be a friend. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's almost the same as if if my child's father was in his life at that present time, when I go to work, where would my baby go? With his dad, right?
Yeah.
If I had something to do and I needed him to be watched, where would he go? With his dad. Well, if the dad is not there and the dad is not apart, if you're the godmother, the godparents step in when the parents are not able to do their job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she was the godparent. So I
Adjacent.
leaned on her
Mm-hmm.
as the godparent. So that's how he was in her room.
Okay. And by
Just bring him, Shell. I got you.
And he would stay over there.
And he would stay over there.
Okay. How long?
Sometimes a week, sometimes 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
It just depended on my work schedule. But even while he's there, I'm still coming over there.
Gotcha.
I'm still breastfeeding. I'm still, you understand what I'm saying? I'm still doing total care, custody, and control.
Gotcha.
So,
okay. You put something.
and mind you, she had me sign paperwork only after 2 months of my son being born.
Okay. What paperwork are you talking about?
I'm talking about the paperwork where she said it was just to take him to the doctor or take him traveling if they started to go traveling.
So
That's
tell
what
us
she
more
said
about
it.
that.
That's what she said it was for. But in court, when I actually read what she had me sign when we was going through the first trial, it was guardianship paperwork.
Okay, so let's back up. Did you read it?
I didn't read it.
Why'd you sign?
Remember, that's what I said in the video?
But I
will
thought.
take accountability for not reading.
Okay, so you didn't read none of them papers.
I trusted what she told.
Girl.
I know, because that episode, I be thinking about that episode of Oprah when Toni Braxton was on there and she said, you gotta read your paperwork. I'm like, damn, I know. But that's how far gone mentally I was. I was in straight survival mode. She brought that shit to me and
Girl, you was in Ray Charles mode.
Yeah, I didn't read it.
Girl.
I didn't read it. I'm be honest.
No, I am too.
Be honest. I didn't read it.
You hear me?
Yeah.
You don't ever trust somebody that much. I'll be like, hold on, let me see. Right here.
I know that now, but
Okay, got it.
I blindly and freely trusted her.
I'm gonna ask you a straight up question.
Mm-hmm.
Were there any substance involved during that time when you signing like weed, anything?
Oh yeah, I would smoke weed like I was a chimney. Okay. She was too though.
Girl, hold on. See, we talking about the bishop's daughter.
Yeah.
You talking about CoraJakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was too though. We smoked weed together. Her husband, everybody that entered that house
Wait
smoked
a minute.
marijuana.
I try to keep a straight face.
But see, Cora them take it a step further because Cora, she got a little crazy in her, so she had to take medicine. So she has depressive medicine that she takes. You got bipolar medicine.
So both of y'all was
take.
Going through depressive times.
I don't know if Cora is a depressive person or she uses that to gain pity.
So you was smoking weed, not really checking your paperwork like you was supposed to?
I was high as hell.
High as hell.
Every day.
Thank you for telling me.
Because I was going through a lot.
Yeah.
Weed was my coping mechanism.
Gotcha. Anything else?
Hell no.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't. And see, I'm honest about that too. Like if people go to my Facebook, you will see. I'm like, all you gotta do is go look at my videos. I'm tell on myself because ain't nobody gonna tell on me.
I know.
I'm gonna tell on myself.
Handle your scandal.
Yeah. But yeah, I smoke weed. I smoke weed with everybody.
Girl, you threw me off when you said Cora was in there.
Everybody that entered that home smoked weed. We would go upstairs to Brandon's office. And everybody, Cora smoked more weed than all of us. She probably still smoking to this day.
Wait a minute. Michelle, I'm not going to do this with you.
She used to have me go get her weed and everything.
Michelle.
I'm not lying.
I'm not going to do this with you today.
And sue me if I'm lying, because I'm telling the truth.
Listen. And then had you running for the weed.
Yeah, she'll have me. Sometimes she'll go with me, too. Oh, she'll have me go get her weed. She'll have Keisha. Keisha was her goddaughter. She'll have her go get it or call her people. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, let me
some stoners.
Let me put my straight face back on.
I'm a stoner. You know that song?
So you did not read your paperwork.
I did not read my paperwork.
And do you accept full accountability?
I accept full responsibility, accountability for that. And that's the only thing. I'm taking accountability for. I'm not taking accountability for what she did to me, how she manipulated me, how she put me under duress, because even with signing that paper, I was still under duress. I was still coerced. I was still made to believe I was signing something that I
2 months
wasn't
after your
signing.
baby
It
was
was
born.
2 months. And then the next one came 2 months of the next one came in September. Okay.
2015.
2014. And then that was September. May 2015, you had me signing my rights. You see the paperwork? See the paper trail?
Oh my
You see how
gosh.
she did it? So I'm not gonna. I would take accountability for signing paperwork that I should have read, but it wasn't a lawyer present. It wasn't somebody there present for her. It wasn't somebody there present for me. She just say, "Hey, Shell, I don't want it to be any problems if I have to take Jason to the doctor while you're at work, or if you're working on a day and you're not able to, do whatever. So I'm gonna draw up a letter so you can sign it, so I can give it to the pediatrician, so I can have it if we do go travel somewhere."
But she never said, but this is for guardianship.
Never.
She never said any of that.
Never.
And you never asked.
Never.
Okay.
I trusted her.
Gotcha.
I trusted her.
And you just she put it in front of you. You signed it.
Yeah.
She said,
I
all
just
right.
said okay. And I
Okay,
gave it to
gotcha.
her.
Gotcha.
Then the second one she brought back, I forgot to put. It was either the first one was the first one was for the doctor. The second one, she was like, I forgot to put in there if we travel. So I had to add that in there. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then she would catch me at moments where either I'm on my way to work, so I'm rushing.
So you were living with her at one point?
Yeah, I was living with her
Gotcha.
at one point. She would catch me at moments where either I'm rushing on my way to work, so I have to hurry up and do this because otherwise I'll be late. Or I'm so damn tired because, like I said, I'm working 12-hour, 16-hour shifts. So she did it in still vulnerable moments where she knew I wouldn't be too cognizant and aware.
How did everything end where you end up leaving and Jason ends up staying when you left Cora's home?
When I left Cora's home, because I thought that the paperwork I signed was the end all be all.
Say it again.
The paperwork, the relinquishment of rights at Faith Johnson House.
Mm-hmm.
I thought when I signed that was the end all be all. I didn't know that I still fully had my rights to my son.
Okay, and then I'm glad you brought that up. Let's go back to when you shall and you will, when she touched your back.
Mm-hmm.
That really creeped me out.
It creeped me out.
You shall and you will.
It scared the living daylights out of me.
I mean,
and the reason why it scared the living daylights out with me, because before that, you had the exorcism, right? Before that, you cornered me in your office. And then me growing up with y'all, I know how y'all family move. I know how y'all make things disappear. I know how y'all make people disappear.
what are you saying?
They tie up loose ends.
Are you a loose end?
I'm a loose end that they couldn't tie up.
What's the
Because
difference?
they was not expecting me to speak. They thought that they had me when they put the gag order on me, when they sealed the documents, when she made me sign the NDA. You thought you had me in a place where my mouth could forever be closed, like the NDA says, forever.
Forever going. Forever going.
And y'all, they did not expect for me to say basically F that NDA and that gag order.
Are you afraid for your life because you are speaking out?
I'm afraid for my life, but my fight for my son is much bigger. So if something happens to me on the course of this journey, then I'm at the point, so be it. Because I love my children and I'll die behind my kids. Facts. So it's just like, I'm at the point now, it's just like, whatever you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Whatever you're going to do it.
Mother bear.
Yeah.
Mother bear.
Yeah. Because my trust is in God. It's not in man.
Amen.
So whatever you're going to do it. Don't spare me because I'm not sparing you.
Damn.
I'm not sparing you.
Damn.
You got my son. I'm not sparing your whole entire family. And if y'all think that I'm going to shut up, I'm not.
Okay, let's back up. So you go to that office.
Mm-hmm.
You shall and you will.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you if you knew then what you know now, that was not illegal.
It was not.
Tell us what it was.
It was basically what the attorney told me was just a sheet of paper. It's not a legal document until
It goes to court.
it's not a legal document. Only a judge can terminate a parent's rights.
So what the hell did Faith Johnson type up?
She drew up a paperwork of relinquishments of rights. Like the mother wants to, basically saying that the mother wants to sign her rights over.
And then
And
did
that
it go
was
to,
that was May of 2015. She didn't file the paperwork until September of 2016.
So a whole year they set.
Yeah, I don't think they were ever gonna do it. I think they only did that part to make me feel like I it's done, it's over with. The only reason why I feel like they filed in September is because I got him. The same weekend I got him, that Friday, she had filed that.
So you feel like it was a scare tactic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in May 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And then did you see Jason after you signed that?
Yeah.
How often?
Often.
Okay.
Often.
A week, every day, at one time?
Every day. No, maybe not every day because I did work. I had other children, but definitely every week.
Okay.
Every other week.
And then
it started getting to the point where I couldn't come over. Started getting to the point where she was disposing me. She had got what she wanted.
discarding.
Discarding.
Yes, that's
She had got
okay.
what she wanted.
Gotcha.
Having her bulldogs at the door. I couldn't come in.
Who was at the door?
Jalecia and Rachel. Jalecia Gregory and Rachel Burnside.
Are they still connected to her? To
I
Cora?
believe Jalecia Gregory is. Because
What would
she's
they
married
say?
to Shane Gregory. I mean,
Ah.
whatever she told them to bark, they barking. She told them to move, they moving.
Damn.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. Imagine coming over to see your son and bringing him, diapers and wipes and food and clothes, and they won't even open the door, and they're there. All the cars is outside.
Mm-mm-mm. So you were discarded.
I was
After this, she
discarded.
was like a piece of trash,
Like a
to be
piece of-
honest.
She started treating me
Threw
like
you
shit.
out.
Oh, I have the long apology she sent me when we was going to court. And she said in there, I didn't treat you as a sister and I apologize. Like really trying to manipulate me into bagging out of fighting for him in court. Like to put this aside.
Mm.
Like, no.
So September, what was different in September? So you were seeing Jason,
Mhm.
but what was so different about September compared
Mind you,
to the
this
other
is
times?
In May or June, I moved out of her home.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed there from January to May of June. And I don't know what, maybe because she felt it. Maybe she felt my awakening. Because while I stayed there, I found a lot of shit. That's when I found the folder
What folder?
of every record she ever kept, of everything that she ever did.
Okay, so you found a folder.
Because mind you, while I'm in her home, I'm the one who's cleaning up. I'm treating me like a maid, like Cinderella.
Where was the folder at?
The folder was, she had this office space downstairs. And she had folders. And then one day, I'm stacking up the folders. And the folder falls.
Look at God.
That wasn't nothing but God.
Look at God. Go
That
ahead.
wasn't nothing but God. And the folder falls. And when it fell, everything in it fell out. So I'm picking it up. And as I'm picking it up, I'm seeing these are receipts. And I'm looking at what's on the receipts. And I go to the next receipt. And I go to the next receipt. And I go to the next receipt. And then I go to the records. And I'm just like, then it's like in my head, like, all of this shit is for Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you keeping receipts?
A paper trail.
For what you doing for Jason. So I'm like, okay. So that's what started alerting me first. So then shortly after that, I had Liam. So I had Liam in March of 2016.
Were you still in her home or no?
Yes.
So you got pregnant again?
No, I was already pregnant when I came.
We got to back up.
Mm-hmm. Liam is my 5th child.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How far apart is Jason and Liam? Just so the audience can follow.
Jason was born May 21st, 2014. Liam was born March 23rd, 2016. So they're almost 2 years apart.
Same
yeah,
father?
I wasn't having kids back to back.
Gotcha.
No.
Gotcha.
Okay. And how I even got to Cora's house is because I had a very, very big disagreement with my mom.
Okay.
And I was at the point where I was like, if everybody, I would, if I have to put up with this, I would just go to a shelter.
Mm.
So I called Cora to let her, I didn't call her to say, hey, I need to move in with you. I called her to let her know I'm going to a shelter. When you go to a shelter, I think like the first 2 days you're there, you can't have yourself.
Oh, you can't?
Not
Okay.
this particular shelter that I was going to. So I called her to tell her that. Well, it just so happened the same shelter I was going to, her best friend, her cat liquor girlfriend, Monet, was in.
Uh-huh.
So she didn't want me to go. Because if I went, then that meant we probably would have linked up. And because they were on the outs with each other, because Monet operates just like Cora. So because they was on the outs with each other, then Monet would have spilt a lot of information to me, right? So what do you do when that happens? You're gonna want to keep us separate. So she was like, "No, you're not going to a shelter. Just you and the kids come here."
But some people will say she's being a good friend.
No, she wasn't being no damn good friend.
Some people will say, okay, you called her.
Mm-mm.
And you're calling her to say, hey, I'm going to a shelter. And she's being a good friend and say, well, come on over here.
Manipulation.
What were you hoping she would say?
I wasn't hoping she would say anything.
When you called, like, why did you?
I didn't have those type of thoughts.
Okay.
I'm simply.
Did you want her to keep Jason?
No.
While you went to the shelter?
No.
Okay, got it.
I'm simply just calling you to let you know what's going on and where
As
I'm
a
going.
friend.
That's it.
Gotcha.
Didn't have.
And she said, you're not going over there. You're going to come over
you
here.
gonna come over here.
Gotcha. You
And
took
we gonna
the kids.
figure it out. So you and the kids come over here.
Okay.
So I did that.
Okay.
And but honestly, God works in mysterious ways.
Tell me why you say that.
And I say that because I wouldn't have known what I've known. I probably wouldn't have woken up to know what she had been doing this whole entire time. And I wouldn't have had the time that I had with Jason to gain back total care, custody, and control.
Okay. Walk me what does that
What
mean?
that
Total
means
custody and
is-
control.
When Jason woke up, I woke up. I fed Jason. I bathed
Oh.
Jason. I washed his clothes. I took him to daycare. I picked him up from daycare. I did his little daycare homework with him. So I have total custody, care, and control. Just because he's living in your home, that does not mean anything. Because when you take it to the court, they're going to ask who was actually taking care of the child in the home.
Gotcha.
So now not only do I have that, but I also still have my parental rights. Although I didn't know it, this is just what it was. And I feel like that was God's doing because he was setting me up for what was to come. Because I brought that information into the court. Like, hey, even if, let's just say the 2 years prior, even if I said, I want you to raise my son. Even if I said, I don't believe God gave me my baby for me. I believe he gave me. Even if, let's just say I said that. Once I said I want my child, you were supposed to give me my child, pure point blank. And not only that, the paperwork that you filed in court in September, according to the law, you shouldn't have been able to file it.
According to
the law.
Gotcha.
Not how y'all fucking feel, but according to the law. Because I stayed in your home from January 2016 until May or June of 2016. The paperwork that you filed, that child would have had to been with you for 6 months or more.
So she counted
without
the
me
mother
present.
Gotcha.
Abandonment. You cited it as abandonment when I never abandoned my child. So it was then now that becomes an illegal document to file in court.
But Faith wrote it up.
But Faith wrote it out and said that, and when they asked about it on stand, because Faith was subpoenaed by Cora them, she was like,
in favor of the Jakes family.
Oh, we was just giving the mother time. Bitch, y'all wasn't giving me no time. Y'all had me thinking that I didn't have a fight.
Damn. So they leveraged that and weaponized it
Yes.
against you.
To be for it to
push
be
you
able
out.
to a loophole. They found a loophole in the law. But according to the law, she would have had to wait. Had to wait 6 months after the date I moved out.
So let me explain to y'all what happened. The paper that they had her sign, you shall and you will, was not actually a legal document taking Jason away, but they put her under that thought process, tricked you into thinking you had lost all rights. Okay. So in September, what was different about September?
She felt it.
Okay,
like I told you, being in that house for those 6 months or more, I was able to find that folder. I was able to find a folder. She had this red binder, and she had a picture of her and all things about her. Then she had a picture of Brandon and all things about Brandon. Then she had a picture of Amari and all things about Amari.
What? All your go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? So, and this was like
she
a binder
kept a folder
for
on
Jason.
her own husband? Okay, go ahead.
It was like an educational binder for Jason to learn who his people are.
Almost like a family tree.
Right.
She was creating
a
family tree.
Then that's not it. So one day I'm on a laptop.
And you said it right, because you know most black people say laptop. You say
laptop.
Right.
I was on her.
Because I say laptop.
I was on her MacBook laptop. And I'm on there doing some research, and she gets a message. So her message is, you know how it is. It pops
a notification.
up. The message disturbed me. It like sent a light bulb off in my head. What the message was, because right after the message,
what did the message say?
The message said, "Is Michelle still at your house?"
Who was the message from?
Tiara.
Who is Tiara?
Tiara was her friend.
Your friend?
Her friend. We
Cora.
became friends, but she was Cora's friend.
Gotcha.
So when that happened, I'm like, why is she asking about me? So then I opened the messages.
You open a message and tell us what you see.
And in the messages, I see where Cora will message her and other people of when I was there, when I wasn't there, when I say I was coming and I didn't make it. And then you go to the notes. And the note log, she had record of every time I came and every time I didn't. Every time I called and every time I didn't. Why are you keeping records like that?
Like you're in a halfway house or something.
No, you're keeping records like that because you knew one day I was going to wake up and fight for my baby. So you had to cover your ass and you had to keep a paper trail. Nothing you did, I say all that to say nothing that you did for me or for my son was from the heart.
Ah, I see what you're saying. There was an agenda.
It was an agenda from day one. It was an agenda from when Ashley told you that I didn't want to be pregnant. It was an agenda from then, from day one. Because if I'm helping, and don't nobody come in here saying it was for taxes. It was for a tax write-off because she was behind on her taxes and she hadn't failed her taxes and she owed the IRS. So it wasn't for taxes. Damn. It was for exactly what she did, keeping a track record.
Because I'm going to fight you anyway.
Because I'm going to fight you anyway.
I'm about to fight you and take your son.
Anyway.
And you have no idea.
And she would tell people that if Michelle came and tried to fight for her son, I would fight her tooth and nail and she wouldn't win.
That's a very bold statement.
Mm-hmm.
Considering God has the fight. That's very bold.
Yeah. That's how she operated.
So in September they filed. Okay, so what did they file in September?
I'm get to that. Finish this. So I find all that out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm in a position where, what do I do? How do I move? I can't let them know that I know this information now, because then that alerts them.
Absolutely.
So I started confiding into a woman named Tiara. And I shared with her everything that I knew and everything that I found out. And I also started confiding in with a good friend of mine named Tia Man. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix this. Mind you, nobody knew about the relinquishment of rights because they told me not to tell nobody.
And you didn't tell anybody.
And I didn't tell nobody.
You were I'm going to say perfect target almost.
I was perfect.
Perfect storm.
Perfect.
You did everything they told you to do.
Everything.
Keep going.
Everything. Because of the state of mind I was in.
So you were confiding in those two women, and nobody knew about the relinquishment of rights because they told you not to speak about it.
Cora told me not to tell nobody.
And as you're confiding, as you're finding things, you confide in two women.
I confide in two women. Three. Keisha too.
Okay.
So I'm telling them, you know, what I'm finding and what do I do? I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I could do. I didn't know what power I had if I didn't have any power. You know, all I just kept saying is that I gotta get my baby, and I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to get out of this. Even when I had my child Liam at the hospital, my dance instructor came to see me had a baby, and I told her, you know, what do I do? Because now I feel like my hands are tied. And that's the worst feeling to have, to find out betrayal like that. To find out that you've had me in this whirlwind, and you knew that you had me in this whirlwind.
And you had no idea.
And I had no idea. I had no idea.
So what advice were they able to help you, give you anything? And if not, that's fine.
No, because I think they were shocked too. I think they were in disbelief too.
It's hard to believe.
They knew that it was wrong. You know, they knew that it was wrong. What I will say about Tiara is that woman prayed for me. Sorry. That woman really prayed for me. I got through the rest of those months in that house because of that woman's prayers for me.
True sisterhood, true love.
True.
Genuine.
She would encourage me. She would pray for me. She would pray with me. She would tell me that I got this. We gonna figure it out. You gonna figure it out. And I really appreciated that. So I found all that out, and you know, then Brandon starts acting funny.
What does that mean?
Brandon starts asking us every day when we were leaving.
When you say us, you and the kids, or you
Me
and Jason?
and the kids and Liam's father.
Okay, so okay, hold on. So that's a good part. So she, because people are gonna say, now hold on, Michelle, because she even let your baby daddy live with there.
He was there for like 2 months,
but they still. So he was there because you get there's you know there's all.
But it
sides.
wasn't because of that, because Cora lets everybody live with her.
But they're gonna say, how come the father wasn't able to establish his own home environment for you?
That's his personal story.
Okay, I'll leave it alone.
Yeah.
So Brandon starts asking, when are y'all leaving?
Yeah, like every day. But the whole purpose of me being there was for me to get on my feet. So I'm there 6 months, and now you're asking me. It takes longer than 6 months for somebody to get on their feet.
So Brandon was ready for y'all to go.
But I think it was because at that time Brandon didn't know how to read me. Brandon, gotta remember, Brandon don't know me.
Got it.
You know, I wasn't around when they was dating. I wasn't even around when they got married. Gotcha. You know, I'm somebody new to him. So he don't know that I'm really one of Cora's ride or die friends. Like I don't have to use her. I help her too much to use her. Okay, Cora has never paid a bill of mine. I have paid several of hers. So he's used to people coming around, or he was used to people coming around using her.
Got it.
Want to be around because of who she is. Want to be an opportunist and stuff like that. Yeah, I've been around since 10. Yeah, ain't no opportunist, nothing over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're new here, actually.
How long were they married at that time? Do you remember?
They get married. I don't know, a couple years, maybe 5 years.
So Brandon starts pushing for you to go.
Brandon starts pushing for us to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
How after he does that, how soon did you leave? Months, 2 months, 3 months? You were there
2
6
weeks.
months. Oh, so quick, very quickly.
Cause I'm not finna be in the. You not finna question me every day when I'm leaving, bro. And you know the reason why I'm here. You know I'm here because I'm trying to get on my feet. And it ain't like I'm here sucking up y'all energy. I'm here cleaning y'all clothes, cleaning y'all house, not just me and my kids' clothes.
Yeah,
I'm taking care of all the kids in the household,
yeah.
mind you. Okay, I'm helping with bills. I'm supplying all the food.
Because you
That-
were working.
Cause I was, and when I wasn't working, I had a hustle. I've been doing hair since I was 4 years old.
Okay,
You understand what I'm saying?
gotcha.
So I'm never gonna be in a space where I'm not contributing.
Got it.
You understand what I'm saying? So I'm clean. I'm like a maid around here. I went into labor with Liam because I was cleaning up so much because they was so nasty. And I can't live in a nasty space. I can't live in a nasty environment. I literally went into labor with Liam because their laundry room was stacked with clothes on top of clothes on top of covers. Like you just throwing stuff in there. I'm like, no. So constantly bending over or going back and forth, it made me go into labor.
So, but when did you go into labor? What month?
March.
April, May, June, July, August, September. What happened? Tell me about September.
September happened because I leave in May or June. We had a big disagreement, and she did it in front of Jalecia. She did it in front of Rachel. She did it in front of Keisha. Brandon was there.
What was the disagreement?
The disagreement was about Jason, and the disagreement was I didn't like how she would started treating me. And at that time, she had just started like kicking in and being cool with Tamar Braxton.
With who?
Tamar Braxton.
Tamar Braxton.
Yes, my son has been to Tamar Braxton's house and everything.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Tamar Braxton knows what's going on.
Damn.
You can't say that you don't because you're very close to her. At one point in time, Cora was Tamar Braxton's spiritual advisor.
I do remember Tamar on the stage at the Potter's house. Now that that was during COVID, her and Vince. But okay, anywho, let me get back. Okay, so you feel like she started changing when she.
I feel she did.
She started changing.
She started changing when and what's crazy is she used to talk so much crap about Tamar before she met her. I was the one who was like, I like Tamar. Tamar is okay. I don't like her and she's so extra. So now they become cool because they met at MegaFest.
Okay.
2015.
Okay. So she starts changing towards you after she has this new friendship with Tamar.
Right. And what she
confronts
does
you.
is,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I confronted her. What she does is if you're not of statue, say you have her friends, right? She got friends that's up here and you got friends that's down here. She belittles the friends that's down here and up big the friends that's up here.
Okay.
So my issue at that time with her is just like, how are you treating Tamar better than you're treating friends that are really your friends? You know what I'm saying?
So you confront her.
It wasn't just me who felt like that. It was other friends of ours that felt like that as well. Because why are you belittling us or casting us or whatever? But when it comes to Tamar or when it comes to anybody of stature or notoriety, it's like you're a completely different person.
It reminds me back. I want to get back to this, but it reminds me something you just made me conjure up a thought. When you say you walked into that house, this is what I was thinking. And the furniture was cleared out of the way and they did the exorcism on you. It almost seemed like it was saints versus sinner.
Yeah.
Okay, now
I was the sinner and they was the saint.
Yeah, that's what came to my brain, and I didn't say anything, but it just came back when you said she treated this new friend, celebrity friend, Tamar Braxton, like this, and then those of us that are regular got treated like crap.
Like crap.
So y'all have this showdown in September.
The showdown was in like in July, August.
Okay. Which prompts her to do what in September?
Prompts her that when I get Jason, Now she wants to go file the paper.
So then that paper, the relinquish, you shall and you will. That's what I'm going to call it. That moment. So now she takes this paper to the court.
Faith Johnson takes it to the court.
To the court. She's saying, you know what, Faith? Go get her. I'm going to show her not to play with me. Not to play with me.
Because in the disagreement, I said, and you had got me thinking that my baby was for you, and you know good and goddamn well my baby was not for you.
Oh, that little match.
I think that's what lit it. And so, because it was a heated exchange, because at that point in time.
What did she say when you said that?
What are you talking about? That was her response.
Okay.
And I just said, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then she was like, well, you signed the relinquishment. You signed the relinquishment. Then proceeds, do I need to print it up for you? Gets her laptop, goes to her email. Now, mind you, it's other people there. So you did that on purpose, too. You ignited the argument. You did that on purpose so everybody could hear that I signed a relinquishment.
And that's what people
now,
are
running with, because those same people that were there also wrote witness statements
against you. Okay.
In
her favor.
In her favor. In court.
Which is, okay. So she files the paperwork in September. Does this go to court? This goes to trial. Yes?
It went to trial. Went to 2 trials. But she files it in September, not December. September. So she files it in September on the same day that I get Jason.
When she said he went missing.
Yes. After 2 days.
I got you. That weekend.
Yeah,
she files
and
it.
that's why she sent him with the iPad, and I turned that bitch off.
Gotcha.
Because you're not finna track me and my son.
Gotcha.
You know, but I wish that I would have told my mom what I was thinking. Because my mom initiated what I was thinking, but I never told her what I was thinking.
Okay, what did your mom initiate?
She didn't open up that door. She wasn't letting her grandson out. She was not letting her grandson out.
So they came over there?
They came over there.
What day?
Sunday. It was a Sunday.
To pick him up?
Yeah, after she made the post.
When was he supposed to go back?
We didn't have a time.
Oh.
We didn't have a time.
What did you say when you picked him up? Hey, I got Jason. I'll come back. I'll see you later.
Well, I was supposed to get him back on that Sunday, but we didn't have a time.
I gotcha. So she pops up about what time?
She pops up probably around 1
p.m. After church.
After church.
And is this the part where TDJakes tells her to take her ass out the house and leave right now?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
She comes.
Okay.
She comes.
So then she files paperwork on you. This revs up. You take it to court.
Should have ate something. Yeah.
Huh? Damn.
Yeah.
And what did the judge say about the paperwork? Because now you said a lawyer said, hey, that's just paper.
Once Faith Johnson reclused herself, and she cited that it was a conflict of interest. So to the people saying it wasn't a conflict of interest just because she was a board member, Faith Johnson asked to be removed from the case because she feels it's a conflict of interest.
Oh, but
the judge agreed. So it was a conflict of interest. So if it was a conflict of interest then, it was a conflict of interest for the relinquishment of rights. It was a conflict of interest when you filed the paperwork. It was a conflict of interest for you to represent her in any way, shape, or form.
Period.
It was a conflict of interest.
Is she still in that church working with that family?
Don't know. I know they work with her new lawyer, Mary Lee Lewis, because that's who Sarah used to file termination of rights of her child's father, Robert Henson.
Oh, Jesus. Father.
So I think Mary Lee Lewis is the new Faith Johnson for them.
Ooh-wee. Okay, listen.
I'm just being honest.
Listen, felony. Your background. They wanted to know.
What they want to know. What the people want.
What is it that you did that kept you that got you a felony? Hell.
Oh, I didn't snitch.
Okay. What was the crime? What were you charged with?
I was charged with theft.
Theft?
I think over $1,500.
Okay. Did you do time?
I did 3 weeks.
In jail?
Yeah.
How was jail?
You see, I ain't been back.
You see? Hold on. Was the food good?
No, it was not good.
Did you get commissary?
I did get commissary. I went for 3 weeks on a 1244A on a 75-day sentence. So it was like a 2-for-1. But because I'm so smart, I figured out that if I worked in there, I'll get a 3-for-1.
What's a 3-for-1?
3 days for 1 day.
Gotcha.
So I did the math, and I'm like, okay, well then I will be out in 3 weeks, as opposed to a 2-for-1. I think would have been like 2 months or something.
How much time was you supposed to be in there?
75 days.
Okay, got it. Girl, you was like 75, 4-for-1, 2-for-1.
Yeah, because
a 2-piece and a pepper. Can I get a wing on? Like, what? Hold on, wait a minute.
So, and I did snitch because I just.
Do you wish you would have snitched now?
I should have said.
You should have told.
I should have told.
Ain't no fucking way I'm going to jail for you.
But see, I also didn't know that the crime carried a felony, and I also didn't know the difference between a misdemeanor and a felony. Like a misdemeanor is like you can get that off your record. That's not not a felony. It depends on what it is and how long and what you do after. It's like hard to get a felony expunged. But I didn't snitch.
Where the money come from? What was the money?
What?
The $1,500 or whatever.
It was just,
what was it taken from?
It was taken. It was
from who? Well, what institute?
Target.
Okay, got it. So y'all was up in Target.
We was up in Target
with the red light special.
With the red light special. But
okay,
mind you, this is in 2012.
Okay.
So this is way before
Before
Jason.
You had Jason.
Way before.
And you was
Jason.
Probably like 19, 20, 19.
Yeah.
Like
well, I was like 20.
Yeah, about 19, 20. Oh, okay. Between 21. I'm sorry. Okay.
I was pregnant with J Dunn.
Okay. So you were just out there wilding out, doing the most.
I was
doing the damn most.
Running from my calling. Running from my anointing. I was rebelling.
You were rebellious.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can all relate.
Yeah. So
child.
I did that, and I went to jail, and I figured out I had a fight in jail and everything.
You had a fist. Who won?
I did.
Okay. How you know you won?
Because the girl had a black eye and it was red.
Okay, because you know.
And she was bigger than me.
Wait, because you know what they say.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. No, listen, everybody that knows my mom knows, right? Because they used to call my mama a pit bull and skirt. I'm very polished. You would never think.
We know.
But
you can knock if you buck.
Yeah, baby, I can get down. And I can roll. I can rumble. But,
I want to talk about this fight in jail.
But yes, so I did go to jail. It was an experience. I went. I was the first day I go in there. I was so scared, right? I go in there and the net door closes behind you, and I looked, and everybody in their bunk beds. I just started crying. I said, "Oh my God, what have I done now?" And so it was an older lady that was there, and she came and she got me. And she was like, "You gotta wipe them tears up. You can't show no weakness in here. You gotta be strong. You remember, you gotta outdate. It's some of us in here that don't have an outdate, meaning." Jail and prison is two different things. So I was in county jail. I was not in prison. I was not in TDJakes.
And the county is better, right?
No.
Okay.
County time is harder than prison time.
Gotcha.
But I wasn't serving no like sentence like that. Is basically what I'm saying. So she was like, you gotta keep it together. So I put it together, and then I started talking to people, and they was like, well, you can work and get a 3-for-1. And I was like, work and do what? And God is so funny, because God really loves me, because he know I couldn't do it. He was like, I was like, okay, what's that? So she told me, and I asked for it. They gave it to me.
What was your job?
I'm finna tell you. So they was like, you probably had to work in the laundry room, or you probably had to work in the kitchen. And I grew up around the hood and things like that, but I grew out of it. So I'm a little on the bougie side now. So I'm like in the kitchen, laundry. What? God is so funny, because the job they gave me was doing the paperwork for when the people come in. So I was with the
You were like
I was processing
like
paperwork.
intake.
Yeah, I was doing intake.
Look,
so
look
I
at
was
you.
I was doing computer work.
Come on, administrative assistant.
I was
Come
in
on,
jail, girl.
God called you higher.
Yeah, in
she
jail.
was in jail, y'all.
But I was separated in a part. I really was
set apart.
And so I didn't. When I went to work, I didn't have to eat the jail food because the guards would bring me food.
I think they were flirting.
Some of them, but it was mostly women.
Okay.
And they would bring me food.
Them cat lickers.
Them cat lickers, baby. Ain't no cat licking over here. I'm gonna take the food though, because I am in jail and I'm not eating.
They brought good food.
They brought good food.
I'm a foodie. I'm sorry.
I had Whataburger. I had KFC.
You couldn't talk about it though.
Jason's Deli.
I
couldn't talk about it.
Okay, gotcha.
I couldn't talk about it. Of course, I couldn't talk about it. But I did not. I just had a really good group of women that surrounded me. I was definitely covered.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady I had a fight with, I don't know, she was jealous of me because
in jail.
Damn. Because I would talk about my life, how it is outside. And I would say, man, I'm so mad at myself because I don't come from this. There's no reason why I should be in jail, And so I just said, like, yeah, I dance, ballet, jazz, hip hop, other lyrical contemporary. I would tell people I braid hair, I do this, I do that. Like, I'm not supposed. That heifer was just mad because she was doing credit card scamming and got caught, and now you finna go do some real time, and I don't have to do that. So it's just like she just started picking with me, and I guess she thought I was scared, but I didn't want to get into a fight because in jail, if you get into a fight, they can put more time on your sentence. So I'm like, oh no, I'm going home. My son was like 1. Or maybe not even 1, Jada. So I had to go home. Like, I'm not finna let you put nothing on me. So, I just be like, okay, whatever. And then it just got to a point where, look, Wanch, you ain't finna keep coming at me and I keep turning the other cheek because my name ain't Jesus Christ and I'm not God. You're not about to keep handling me like that. So, so she said something. And then I just remember jumping off the top book, and I was like, so what you want to do about it? That's what I said. She swung, I weaved, then I started.
What?
I started going.
She was fighting, and you were fighting back? And
she couldn't. I'm too fast.
Wait a minute.
I'm too fast. I swung her around. I hit her head on the.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
I hit her head on the book.
You better hope she don't see this interview.
I don't care.
She gonna catch. She gonna show. She gonna pull up.
I don't know.
Big Bertha gonna pull up.
I don't even know where. That was in a different county.
Okay, you better hope she ain't watching. So. You better leave Michelle alone, ma'am.
Okay, I'm over. I forgive her. It's all peace, love, and light. But that is an experience that I did. So for the people asking about jail and my felony, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And when you do have a felony, it doesn't matter. It
does, right? When it comes to housing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, your life completely changes. And this is another reason why I was in the state of mind, why I was easily manipulated, why she could easily swoon in, because I'm in uncharted territory for me. I've never been able not to get my own place to stay.
I got you.
I've never been able not to get a corporate job. I've worked in corporate America since I was 18. Now I'm in a state where I can't even go get an apartment in the hood.
Because of your background.
Because of my background. And I'm trying and I'm trying and I'm trying and I'm trying and I'm trying. Now I have to settle for jobs that paying little to none. Now I'm having to settle for like warehouse jobs. Things like that. Oh, now I'm great.
You good? Okay, great. See, that's what a story of redemption.
Now I work. I into medical billing and coding.
Come on.
I have my business. I take care of my children. I started my hair extension line actually in 2014. I just found, after going through the struggle for so long, I just found, trades. You don't want to give it to me, so I find a trade that's going to make you give it to me. So that's what I started doing, and it's been uphill for me. I took me and my kids from homelessness to the projects to a 4-bedroom house.
I love it.
So I'm not the same person that I used to be, and I haven't been back to jail since. I refuse to do that. You know how people go back?
And go back,
It's not for
repeat.
me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too pretty to be sitting in a jail. So
Yes, you are.
and so I'm not.
You don't wanna do that.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
So I've
Yeah.
made strides to be a better person and to be a better mom, but it was tough. You got to remember that sentencing was in 2012. I had Jason 2 years after.
Yeah.
I was still in the thick of not being able to provide for my children.
Yeah.
So
Because that was a new.
that was a new thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, a new on your
And I
record,
take
a new hit.
accountability for it because I should have told,
Yeah.
but I didn't.
Yeah.
Trying to be, I didn't. But
Adhere to the hood code.
yeah,
Snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches.
Listen.
Can't snitch,
Well,
but
go
baby,
ahead and
don't
stitch
ask
me
me
up
now
because he did it.
because he did it.
Period.
I tell people now, don't
Yeah.
tell me nothing. You don't want me to know because I'm gonna tell you. I'm not going back to jail for
Listen,
nobody.
Period. I'm so proud
nobody,
of you
yeah.
when it comes to that. Just picking yourself off, not utilizing that as an excuse and moving forward,
Yeah.
and really working your way up. Started from
did.
the bottom. Now I'm here.
And that's what I tell Bishop
Yeah.
Jakes when I went to Jason's birthday party last year. Nobody helped me. Nobody helped me. I told Bishop and First Lady that I said I have done a lot of work, and she said, "Yes, you have."
What did he say?
He was just looking.
Just listening.
Mm-hmm. I said, "I've done a lot of work." She said, "Yes, you have." I said, "I've worked my ass off to be where I am today." She
Yeah.
said, "Yes, you have." And then I said real loudly, "And nobody helped me but God." And she looked like,
Yeah.
because I want everybody in this room to hear me when I say that, including
Yeah.
my son. Nobody helped me. When y'all were supposed to really help me, y'all did not help me. The Bible says if we go to the church, we seek refuge, right? Well, I went to the church and y'all did not help me. Y'all took from me. You claim women that are loose, but why was I still bound? You never loosed me. You woman evolved, but I did not evolve. I did not change. I didn't you didn't help me in any type of way. Why am I searching and looking for jobs, and y'all know I have a background, and the church has a whole warehouse.
But no, they have a whole second chance program.
They
don't
have a whole touring program.
Yes.
Y'all have apartments. Y'all have houses
and nobody
that y'all
said,
build.
"Hey, we got this."
Y'all, you could have employed me at the church like you did your husband. You just made a job for him and got him on. Y'all got a warehouse that requires employees. It's not like I'm not a worker. It's not like I don't have hustle.
Never said.
Never.
Nobody ever said. You know what? They do have
Cora
programs.
did.
Hmm?
She did. She said apply at the church. I applied at the church.
And you didn't get
I
it.
said, Cora, nobody's calling me back. I said, Cora, can you talk to, the people I would like to work? I don't care what the pay is. I just have to get in a better position. I have to be better. I have to get a place to stay. But if I got a place to stay and I got to be in a better position, then that hurts her plan.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal was to always keep me down until she got what she wanted. And because to her, when she got what she wanted, it was nothing that I could do.
What is it that she wanted?
My son.
Exactly. Let's be clear.
Let's be clear.
Mm-hmm.
My son.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you didn't help me.
Mm. And they do have programs. I
do
get
have
the emails.
programs.
I mean, wonderful
They have
programs.
programs.
Wonderful
They
programs.
have programs.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that's attractive about that church, in my opinion.
But,
all of the things.
but ask me,
Mhm.
how do they help the community?
Tell me.
They don't.
Why do you say that?
I remember my mom calling the church asking to get rental assistance help. And
Do
the
they
church,
provide rental assistance?
the church told her there's nothing that they could do.
Mm.
So where's all the tithes going? Where's all the offering going? If y'all don't even help people in the community or your church members, you giving away cars, but you giving away broken down cars that's breaking down. So what are y'all doing?
Is your mom a member, or was she a member?
She was a member
of that church.
and that's why I remember it so vividly.
That hurts.
It hurts. You don't forget it. Just like I don't forget how First Lady treated me.
How did she treat you?
She treated me like I was a Jezebel, like I wanted her husband. Don't nobody
What?
want Bishop TDJakes. Oh yeah, I ain't talking about that.
Hold on. We got 3 minutes.
We got 3 minutes.
Real quick.
Ooh.
And then we're going to close
Did we
up.
get to all the questions?
Yeah, you covered them. I have one
Okay.
more, but I'm going to save it to the end.
Okay.
Okay. What you felt
Prom,
like
2005.
you felt like
2006.
CoraJakes treated
And
you.
I'm finna tell you.
Go ahead. And we got it.
This is prom.
Mhm.
This is Cora and Sarah's prom.
Mm.
So I believe this was in 2005. I believe it's when Cora. Yeah, because I graduated in 2006. So this is 2005. It was me, Cora, a good friend of mine named Billy. Shout out to Billy Ross, Exclusive Salon. She's a dope hairstylist in the DFW Metroplex, and very, very educated with what she does. So it was me and BJ grew up as best friends too. That's Billy. So it was me, BJ, Cora, Sarah. I believe some other people was there. I just can't remember. I think Brittany Hall was there. We were going to their prom. So we left school. We got picked up from school by the driver. We get to their house. You know, they do our hair, they do our makeup, they do our nails. We had our dresses. So now it comes time to us getting ready to leave. So Bishop comes out, and as we talked previously before, you know that I've always admired Bishop as a father figure, nothing more, nothing less. And you're talking about a woman or a girl at the time who was still a virgin. I didn't even know nothing about sex, didn't even think about sex, because my mother instilled fear into me. You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't even a topic of conversation. I wasn't an over-sexualized child or teenager.
That's crazy that you even feel like you have to explain yourself for being a child back then, but go ahead.
Yeah, but that just contributes to whatever they had going on in their marriage and First Lady's insecurities at the time.
Mm.
So it comes down to that, and you know, Bishop comes out. Well, we're taking pictures, so we're on the gravel in front of the mansion, and so it was like all of us. Well, Bishop comes in, he stands right here in the middle, so I'm like right here. So we taking picture, and I lean over like this, like, you know, we taking a picture. She coming out. Get your Jezebel hands off my husband. I'm looking at my
Girl, get
hands
the
like,
out of here.
I swear to God, my name is on Jason.
How old were you?
Said. I was 15.
She said, "Get your Jezebel hands.
Jezebel hands off my husband." I swear it was like a scene out of a Tyler Perry movie or something.
Bitch, I know you.
Bitch,
I'm sorry.
That's what that woman did to me, and I was so confused, right? Because I'm just like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Girl.
What are you talking about? She embarrassed me. So that moment still sticks with me to this day.
What happened? What did people do? It's like a record
Everybody,
fucking
it was
scratch.
everybody. It just got real quiet.
What did he say?
Nothing. He was laughing, but it was that nervous laugh that laugh like,
that
oh,
grown ass lady told you to get your Jezebel hands.
It was like a bipolar episode
off of my husband.
And his laugh was like oh Lord, she probably need to take her medicine or something. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
That's what happened. And then I was crying, I was confused, I was embarrassed. You did that in front of everybody. I didn't even understand.
Did she apologize?
She has never apologized to this day. And so we go to prom. When we come back, she tells them that I can't stay.
Everybody else got to stay?
And she sent me home in the middle of the night, 2:00 in the morning, in a limo, back to my mom's house.
Are you serious?
A 15-year-old child.
Have you ever told this story before?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
This is my first time hearing it.
Yeah, this is your first time hearing it, but yes. 15-year-old child. And the driver told me, well, just write her a letter and tell her how you feel, because she receives letters better. That's why Sarah and Cora wrote her letter when Sarah was pregnant. They wrote her a letter and sent it over to the main house.
Well, a letter is different than me talking to you.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to face you.
And she sent me home, and
I'm sorry that happened to you.
That was very hurtful to me.
Scarring.
It's still hurt. It scarred me. And the fact that I felt like I had to apologize for something that I didn't do.
Damn.
Manipulation
Saints
is real in the church.
versus sinners. Get your
Mhm.
Jezebel hands
Mhm.
off my husband. Saints versus sinners.
And I'm trying to figure out how I'm a Jezebel. I ain't even never been with a man or a boy.
But you were good enough.
I've been beautiful my whole life, and that's not my fault.
But you were good enough to have your son taken.
And I was good enough to have my son taken.
So you've never been, like, you've been from the start.
Mhm.
From the start. Like, I don't even know the word to this family.
But that's contributed to what Cora told them about me.
As a teenager.
Mind you, as a teenager, Cora used to get in trouble. Sarah and Cora used to get in trouble for buku stuff that they shouldn't have been doing. And when Cora would get in trouble, she'll put it on me.
And
so
the
now
other
it's
friends.
already a light or a shade of tree of how your mother views me because of things that you put on me that you were actually doing.
I
But I was a
don't think
kid.
I've ever heard any woman storm out
Get
the
your
house.
Jezebel hands
Off my husband. Baby, that sound like something in the color purple.
You
up in that
heard me.
You hear me?
You heard me. But she did. That's what
Girl, I'm so sorry. Listen, get your Jezebel.
Get your, you gotta use that with her.
That's
But you know what's
Mhm.
crazy is because people like, how do you find your strength? How are you, so calm now? I wasn't always this calm. The more I tell my story, the more I tell my experiences, the more I tell what I've been through, the more healing I have. The less the tears come and the more the joy comes. Because for so long I didn't speak. I didn't talk because I couldn't.
I don't think it would have mattered.
So
at
I
that
kept
time.
everything in. I'm just saying over the course of
No, I'm saying when you were hurting. I don't
Yeah,
think it would have
probably
mattered
not.
because you were under her control.
Under her control, under her
Mhm,
influence.
I appreciate you coming, and
Mhm.
to me, it's an honor to be able to help you
It's an honor.
tell your
yes.
story.
I really appreciate you. It's been a very safe space for me. And
I hope so.
I hate
It's
crying.
okay. Crying is beautiful.
It has really been a very safe space for me. And you have your obedience to what God tells you to do and how you move has ministered to my soul. Because when people haven't stood with you and when people haven't believed you, especially women, I get support from a lot of women, but I get a lot of hate. I get a lot of, well, you signed your rights or whatever from a lot of women. But to be supported by you, to be believed by you, for you sharing your space and your platform, that's everything to me. It really is. So I thank you for bringing me on to your space.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. I feel like this is just the start of a new
Mhm.
beginning for you.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, and I'm not supposed to know, but I get a good feeling from this.
Yeah.
I really do. And we're not going to worry about the naysayers.
Yeah.
We just going to focus on your tribe and your story and your
Yes.
son.
Yes.
I'm rooting for you 1,000%.
I'm rooting for you
And so
too.
is the palace.
What's the last question?
The last question is, what has Jason said about coming home to you?
I haven't had that conversation with him.
You have not had that conversation with him. And I think that's a good place to end it. And I think that's good. That says a lot about you as a mother, about protecting your child, even from your own heart and your own desire, that I have not had that conversation with him. Because I think what's important and what really matters is that we allow children to be children.
To be children, as they should.
While we go fight on the battlefield. And that speaks volumes
That's why I
to
was
me.
so mad at Cora, because why are you having him on the internet? Why are you even discussing anything? Why are you trying to control the narrative? Why? It's not his place. Because now you're going to put me in a position that when he does ask, I'm going to tell the truth.
Yeah.
So I haven't
I'm so
had that
proud of you.
conversation with him.
I'm so proud of you.
We'll have that when he comes home.
Yeah. 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 And he
Yeah.
will come
And
home.
he will come home.